Hey, so I am coming on here open, honest, and vulnerable, but I'm going to keep it short because um, this is a quick message. So your coach has always been coaching, but I am coaching in a new way. I am actually revamping my life, and I've started a program to become ICF accredited. So what I wanted to do is start documenting the journey for that accreditation so that you can get the raw, honest truth in case that it's something that you want to do eventually, become a life coach, or if you just want to see how it goes, like what is the outcomes of each course and what do you take away from these things. So in all vulnerability, I am more often than not an introverted spirit, and so I have the tendency to not do things like this, coming on and speaking about what I'm doing, in an effort to not be I think what I'm trying to do is trying to protect myself, but in the interim, I'm not doing myself any justice by not sharing my journeys, my transitions, my ins, my outs, my ups, my downs. So I'm gonna go ahead and start here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk about my first day in class. I'm actually enrolled in Lumia coaching program. It's an ICF accredited program, and I am right now in the essentials track, fast track, and then I will be going into my signature ICF accreditation. So what essentials is it's the short version, it's the general education around life coaching. What is life coaching? Who is it for? Those things. And then ICF accreditation gets into the meat and potatoes of being accredited or being an accredited life coach, which means that you have ethical standards that you follow for your coaching. You also have a test exam to become certified, and then once you get certified, you have continuing education requirements that will go towards you recertifying every 3 years. So every 3 years I will have to recertify myself, and to do so I will have to take additional courses to brush up on the ethical standards of life coaching, the general processes of coaching. So anything that scientifically helps me develop my coaching program, helps me develop my understanding of coaching so that I can coach effectively and efficiently. On October 1st, I attended the first class, which was the Intro to Life Coaching. It was really a basic class. It was really getting to know my cohort, understanding the standards of the ICF Code of Ethics, getting to know Lumia's program in a whole, and then getting to know some of the things that we will be learning along the track of our Essentials program. So I don't have a lot to reflect on when it comes to the first class, because honestly, it was the first class. I mean, it was, when you attend something for the first time, I feel like the first day is really just you wetting your feet. It's you getting in and getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. So there was one takeaway that I had where Christy, the instructor for that course, had us go into breakout groups. So she put a group of 3 of us together in a breakout group in the Zoom meeting. And I noticed quickly something came up in me when she said, okay, we're going to go into our breakout rooms. This is an opportunity for you guys to get to know each other a little bit closer, a little bit deeper. So give you about 2 minutes to kind of talk to each other, tell each other what does life coaching mean for you and what's your goal for life coaching. And so she broke us out into the breakout room, and immediately my heart started pumping 1,000,000 miles an hour. And I kept asking myself, why do I get so nervous when it's time for me to engage with people in a more intimate level? I'm okay with speaking to people when there's a lot of people around. I'm okay with, being in big groups and talking. But when it comes to small groups, I get really nervous. And what I can tell you is that growing up, talking about what you do was like a way to measure your achievements or to measure your value. And I was talking to my love about this morning, how when I would get asked, Nia, what are you doing these days? Or what are you up to? I would instantly feel judged. And it usually happened in a smaller, intimate setting. And instantly I would feel judged. And I would feel like, okay, I don't like this question. So what I would do is I would do less. So I would do things on a smaller scale so that I didn't have to prove myself to anybody. There are those of us that will get asked that question and will do above and beyond to prove ourselves. We'll do things that socially are acceptable, like become a doctor, become a lawyer, become, a nurse. Even a nurse, that's enough. Anything that was going to bring economic hierarchy to your life was acceptable. Now, if I told somebody I'm working at a factory, do you think they're going to look at me and say, she's killing it? No. So that's precisely what I did. I worked at a factory. I worked as a landscaper. I worked in retail. And these are seemingly small jobs, but now that I'm talking, I'm thinking about it and I'm like, you know what? This is why I need to be a coach, because these jobs are not insignificant. They're necessary. You need people at a retail store so that you can try on clothes. They can tell you the prices. They can tell you the sales. You need people working at factories because you can't drive your car without somebody working on the engine, putting the car together. And I used the automotive industry because that's the industry I worked in. You need people working in restaurants. You don't go sit at a restaurant for nobody to serve you. So I think I didn't like the fact that jobs that were of servitude or on a socially lower scale were being treated as if they were insignificant. Did I make good money at any of my jobs? That's subjective. To me, I did. For me, I made enough. For me, it was good enough. And I was okay with that. So as a proverbial FU, and I'm being very Christian about that. I'm a Christian woman. God said nobody, but as a human being, as a proverbial FU, I would do things to mitigate having to prove myself to anybody. I would lower my standard so that I didn't have to prove to anybody that I was doing something that they accepted. And I, after a while, started to realize that dimming my light for that cause was also diminishing who I am naturally. And so to come back to center, to come back to who I am naturally, I am just going to be me, genuinely. That is how I accomplished any of the successes in my life. If I'm going back in my life and I'm tracking times where I felt successful, I was being me. I was being me without trying to not prove myself, and I was being me by naturally proving myself. Just being who you are is enough to prove that you are valid because God created you. God created you in the way that you are so that you could sit in that and know that somebody on this planet needs you. We're all interconnected. We're all here to encourage, support, help each other. Servitude is our natural state of being. Whatever level you serve on, whether you're a janitor at a school, a CEO of a corporation, a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer, a student, however you're serving, that is enough for your purpose. So my reflection from Intro to Coaching is that when you are in a small space with people and you feel overwhelmed because you feel like the mask is coming off, let the mask fall. To circle back to that small group, I went into the small group and I told myself, let others speak first. So I let the women in the small group speak first. And I'm listening to them, and all I hear is, I'm the same as you. I'm nervous. I'm happy to be here, but I'm nervous. I'm not sure what this coaching program is going to bring me, but here's what I want from it. My goal in this coaching program is to have flexibility in my life. I have a family I love that I want to spend time with. I want to help others develop themselves so that they can feel confident in whatever facet of life they're in that they're struggling with. I want to help people reach their habit goals, because it's not enough to make a goal, set a goal, and meet it. Have you ever met a goal and thought, that's it? That's all? What do I do next? If it's not enough for the goal to be met, it means that something deeper is happening inside. And we got to think about what is that happening inside that's not satisfied with a goal being met. Because we set these goals for a reason. We want to feel complete. We want to feel whole. We want to feel like we've done something right. We want acceptance. But we first have to accept ourselves. So I'm going through this coaching program to help develop myself, not to teach you how to meet your goals, but to develop who I am more so that you can trust that when I come on here and I'm speaking about coaching, you're getting sincerity. Gratitude becomes you because you are sincere to you. And the rest will fall into place. With that being said, I thank you for showing up here. I will be coming back I'm hoping every Wednesday and Friday. I was supposed to record yesterday, couldn't do it because life happens, so have grace for yourself. But the schedule is every Wednesday and every Friday I will upload reflection on my course that I took, the class that I took the night before. I'm going to let it sit with me, and I will come back and talk to you guys more about my experiences. So I hope that you stick with me on this journey to becoming a certified ICF accredited life coach. I want to thank you again for showing up and listening. Thank you for your time, and I will talk to you next time. Peace.